a girl with dreams so wide. The days turn heavy like an unseen rift. The girl that I was began to fade, and in her place a new self was made.
Welcome back to the podcast. Tonight's episode is honestly just going to be a real conversation about habits, consistency, and what I've been learning lately while trying to slowly build different areas of my life. And I think one of the biggest things I've realized is that my life didn't change because I woke up one day and became a completely different person. It changed through really small, repeatable choices. I used to think every time I wanted to improve my life, I needed to overhaul everything all at once. Perfect routine, perfect eating, perfect workouts, perfect mindset. And every single time I would burn out. I wouldn't see changes that I wanted. But this past year, especially, I stopped trying to do everything at once and started asking, what's the next small thing I can do consistently? And honestly, that changed everything. For me, it actually started with food. I'm sure those of you that listened have heard this a few times. There were certain foods making me feel sick all the time. So instead of trying to follow some extreme diet, I started making small substitutes like potatoes instead of bread. I Then eventually I started learning more about protein, carbs, fats, fiber, and slowly my meals became more intentional instead of emotional or chaotic. Not perfect, just more supportive. Actually, one of the biggest habits that changed me, honestly, wasn't even fitness at first. It was just walking. I started walks in the morning to listen to my Bible while I walked. Then after my walk, I would pray. And over time, that became not in a performative way, not in a I have everything figured out way, but in a grounding way. It gave me time to think, time to breathe, time to process life. Then eventually I added 8,000 steps as my goal daily. And honestly, at first that really did feel hard. The weather was cold and I didn't want to go outside, and I ended up walking my hallway most of the time. And then I added strength training once a week and then twice a week. And now I'm following a MAPS program 4 times a week. And that's crazy. And I'm starting to realize that consistency changes you more than intensity. I think we underestimate how powerful small, repeatable actions are. And honestly, I'm still in the middle of becoming. I'm still learning, organizing. Like everything in my house always needs organized and reorganized. I'm always trying to think of routines to make things easier. I'm trying to stay consistent in meal prepping and fitness and taking the dog for a walk and being active. I'm trying to balance my work, my family, my personal goals. I'm trying to get enough rest because that's really important that you rest also. And I'm trying to stay disciplined, and I'm still figuring things out. But I think the difference now is that I'm no longer waiting to become perfect before I started showing up for my life. One thing I've noticed recently is that as I become more active, my hunger cues have changed too. And instead of seeing hunger as failure, because trust me, I would not eat and try to push through everything because I thought I ate too much. And now I'm trying to see it as information. My body is moving more now. I need recover, like it's recovering more and it's building more muscle. So it needs more calories to do those things and doing more now. And I think for the first time in a long time, I'm actually learning how to listen to my body instead of fighting it. And I think so many of us want like a transformation to happen overnight. I know I do. I know I'm looking at this video and thinking, God, this angle is horrible. I see the four chins, you know? Um, but honestly, the most real change happens so quietly. It happens during walks nobody sees, during the meal prep that nobody else knows about but you. Or during tired days where you just don't think you have enough energy to take the dog for a walk, but he cries long enough that you do. During repeatable routines, things that you set down and make it part of your life so that these things remain part of your life forever. And during the moments you almost quit, but you don't. And maybe becoming the person you want to be isn't one giant decision. Maybe it's 1,000 small ones. Thank you guys for listening to me today and tuning in to this episode. And if you are currently in a season of rebuilding your life slowly, I just want to remind you the small habits matter more than you think they do. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just keep showing up, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.